Sporting events are also adjusting and following the recent intervention of a Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, by way of giving financial and material support to the families of former Nigeria internationals. The ministry has written the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) and mandated it to come up with a welfare plan for players. In a letter dated May 11th and signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Gabriel Aduda, the president of the NFF, Maju Pinnick, was directed to furnish the ministry with its plan for welfare assistance to players. The letter is expected to stir the NFF to action following public outcry over the poor welfare of most ex-players and their families. It will be recalled that the sport minister had offered financial and material support to the mothers of Rashidi Yekini, that's the late great player Samuel Okwaraji and later quarterback Sunday Bada. He also pledged to pay them a monthly allowance as well as offset their hospital bills in case of health challenges. It's a good thing. It's a good starting point for the ministry, starting with 3 players, Okwaraji, Sunday Bada, as well as Rashidi Yekini. But we still have a lot more players whose family are suffering under this condition.
Yeah, I think it's a laudable move by the sports minister, Honorable Sunday Dare, for him to show benevolence to the aging families of our heroes that have really gone to the world beyond. But beyond what the minister is doing now, I think in every project that you have, there is what you call a short term, a medium term, and a long term. I think
that's exactly what the ministry is asking for from the NFF.
Yeah, I think we should have a right structure for things to work out, because the minister have only, extended his own personal hand of benevolence to make things work. But where the structure works, because by the time every federation begin to really come up with some of their own stars that are
this player, we need to support this family,
exactly, that are patient or victim of one thing or the other, then it might be too hard for the sport minister to handle as a person. So he needs to really make the structure right, such that every federation will now have a welfare package for
each player,
their ex-player. And again, by the time the structure is right, it wouldn't even be a thing that will come to public notice. It will be done rightly for them. I remember one time an ex-England international, John Fashanu, said he has a certain amount coming into his purse as an ex-English football player every month. Nobody knows about that. So if the structure is right, such thing will happen to our ex-international, whether living or dead. There will be something that is accruing to them, and it will be done as at when due.
Right, that is the way to go, and that is what we expect. Actually, the ministry is asking for what the federation would do for ex-players and ex-internationals, but we want to see what the NFF is doing about the current players. Now let's find out what the Nigeria Football Federation is doing regarding the welfare of its players. We are being joined by the General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi. Thanks a lot for joining us. Yes, sir. Okay, the pandemic is still raging on, and we are hoping it will be conquered as soon as. How is the NFF reaching out to the players at this time to ensure they are safe wherever they are?
Well, Musba, we were in touch with the players, and some of the players spoke to Nigerians and their colleagues on the need to stay safe and follow the rules and regulations set out by the federal government of Nigeria, the World Health Organization, FIFA, and the world over. And I believe the message has been well circulated. That is to show you that we are really in touch with the players, both at home and abroad.
Okay, good to know that. Now, Dr. Sanusi, not all these players are playing for big clubs at the moment as we speak. So what do you do or what plan do you have in place for their welfare of the national team players?
The Nigeria Football Federation Board appointed, last year they appointed the committee, made of credible people to set up the funds that we used to take care of players, coaches, and other stakeholders alike. And they have gone very far. The chairman of the committee was invited there meeting the board last week, and we briefed the board members on how far they have gone. And I can tell you that by the time they compare Nigeria with what we have achieved. So far, I do not want to let the cat out of the bag, but I believe the chairman of the committee, because it's only the committee, they will talk to them when they are ready.
Okay, the contract of the national technical advisor, the technical advisor to the national team, Super Eagles, Gernot Rohr, is still hanging in the balance. At what stage are we now? Has he signed the contract?
Well, I have always been saying contract between employer and employee to remain between the two of them until it is signed. And even when it is signed, there are clauses that talk of confidentiality. So I do not like to talk about the relationship between employer and employee, the business of newspaper, or in the social media. I'll only tell you that work is in progress and by the grace of God, things will be finalized.
Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation, thanks a lot for your time.
You're welcome, Mr. Musbah.